thinking you conquering it and you ain't, because it's all a plan.
You think you run a game and they run a game on you.
It's women out there that do their homework. They know everything about y'all because you tell on yourself on the gram and on social. So they know how to go get you.
This whole Shannon Sharpe situation, it's turning into straight up chaos. And now Deion Sanders just jumped in, giving that side eye like, nah, this don't smell right. Shannon's stuck in a wild $50 million lawsuit from Gabriela Zuniga. Yeah, the OnlyFans model claiming all kinds of crazy things. But Shannon's not laying low. He's calling it out, says it's a setup, plain and simple. A thirsty cash grab, and get this, he's even saying folks in his own circle are secretly happy he's spiraling out, like they're on the sidelines clapping while he burns. That's cold. Shannon claims some of the same people he helped are now watching him fall and loving every second of it. But things hit a new level of shady when this lawsuit popped off right after news dropped that Shannon was about to land a $100 million media deal. Days apart, and boom, deal gets iced on the spot.
Okay, it's getting clear now. Shannon Sharpe fumbled the bag for $100 million. Yes, $100 million is what he was about to be expected. And this is how it went. And now we're kind of understanding why it seemed like he wanted to negotiate and settle with his accuser for $10 million. And for those that don't know, Shannon Sharpe is being accused of having unwanted. And we all know when that happens, like the media is on the frenzy right now. But here's the part was where he dropped the bag. He was about to get $100 million. So we know how his podcast, Shay Shay, had been taken off. He literally just finished his contract as he was signed to Colin Cohard's podcasting group. But Shannon Sharpe was getting ready to be.
If that don't scream setup, what does? And Deion Sanders? He's not falling for the just bad timing excuse. Nah, he's saying the way this went down was way too clean, way too timed. Like someone had this whole thing locked and loaded, just waiting to hit the button. Deion said, Shannon didn't just fall into this trap. Somebody built it and waited for the perfect second to strike. Now everybody's asking the real question. Who's out here plotting on Shannon? Who moved like a ghost to snatch the biggest bag of his life before it even dropped? But there's another twist. Some folks are saying Shannon brought this on himself. They're saying no one forced him to mess with Gabriela. Even if she was scheming, he handed her the game plan. So maybe it was a setup, but Shannon might have handed her the bomb and lit the fuse himself. But here's the real curveball. If Deion's right and there is someone pulling strings behind the curtain, then this ain't just drama. This is a full-blown takedown. This might not be about some wild fling or messy headlines. This could be a power play, backroom plotting, sneaky sabotage, and enemies moving in silence, waiting for the perfect time to strike. So now the question is, what really went down? Did Shannon cross the wrong boss? Did he threaten a game way bigger than just sports talk? Because when Deion Sanders steps in and throws that red flag, that ain't just gossip, that's a full-on warning shot. Meanwhile, Shannon's whole empire is crumbling at lightning speed. The lawsuit ain't even hit the courtroom yet, but the accusations alone are shaking the foundation he built from the ground up. NFL legend, media powerhouse, all of it hanging on by a single thread right now. He's already stepping back from his seat next to Stephen A. Smith on First Take, and insiders are saying this is just the beginning. Word on the street, Shannon was this close to locking in a game-changing $100 million podcast deal. But now, that bag might be vanishing right in front of his eyes. And get this, on April 18th, just 3 days before Gabriela dropped that $50 million bomb on him, Front Office Sports leaked the big news. Shannon was about to ink a mega media deal that would have catapulted him into a whole new level of money and power. This wasn't just another contract, this was an empire in the making. This deal wasn't just about Club Shay Shay. It had everything under Shannon's growing empire. Nightcap, Club 520, The Bubba Dub Show, even Humble Baddies. That's not just content. That's a cultural takeover in full effect. And it all got supercharged after that wild sit-down with Cat Williams in January 2024. The same interview that broke the internet. Cat came in swinging, naming names and airing out Hollywood like he had files stashed in his shoes. That episode didn't just go viral. It shattered the game and shot Shannon's platform into a whole new stratosphere. It turned from just another podcast into the place celebs come to speak the unfiltered truth. But that internet-breaking moment might have cost him more than anyone thought, because Cat didn't just stir the pot, he flipped the whole table. And word is, the power players in Hollywood weren't just mad at Cat for popping off, they were mad at Shannon for giving him the mic. Now people in the industry are whispering, did Shannon's moment of glory actually paint a bright red target on his back? That lawsuit? It's looking less like messy drama and more like a surgical hit. And pushing that narrative? None other than his day one Deion Sanders. These two go way back, and Prime's not just throwing opinions around, he's hinting that something deeper is moving in the background. Shannon's always had Deion's back too, especially when folks were clowning Prime for that coaching hustle at Colorado. When the media tried to tear him down and the critics kept coming, Shannon stayed loud, proud, and loyal, holding it down every single time. Now it's Deion's turn to ride for Shannon, and word on the street, he's not holding back. Insiders say Deion's been telling folks this lawsuit was cooked up months ago, way before it ever hit the blogs. He's convinced someone powerful was out to get Shannon from jump, and this messy legal move, just the first strike in a bigger takedown plan. And Deion ain't the only one raising eyebrows. Even Stephen A. Smith, the same dude who clowned Shannon for walking away from that fat ESPN check, has switched up completely. Now he's speaking out, saying people have been trying to destroy Shannon ever since that Cat Williams interview lit Hollywood on fire. That's a big flip from Stephen A., and it says a lot. But hold up, this saga just got wilder. Diddy's former bodyguard Gene Deal just stepped in with his take, and he's not buying the timing either. Gene's saying it loud. There's no way this lawsuit dropping right before Shannon's $100 million deal is some random fluke. It's way too perfectly timed to be coincidence.
You see what happened? That had been going on for years. They let it build up. Shannon Sharpe, y'all know, he was about to sign $1 million contract. So now they got to get out of it because they know what's about to happen. The only way they can stop this contract and stop this thing from happening is put this dirt out. It's time to drop it because they know if this ninja get $100 million in his pocket, it's going to be some real problems. Still, not everybody's rolling with the Shannon's being targeted theory. Some fans are calling him out, saying he needs to stop blaming setups and start owning his actions. And now people are dragging Deion too, digging up his past with women, saying maybe he should have sat this one out. One user on X even threw out Deion Sanders and Shannon Sharpe equals women bait. That post blew up fast, and the internet ran with it. Critics started flaming Deion, saying if he really had Shannon's back like he claims, he would have told him to steer clear of clout-chasing models from the jump. Another post hit hard. Where's Shannon's real crew at? His brother Sterling? Deion? Somebody should have checked him and said, leave that girl alone. One fan didn't hold back. Shannon too old for this mess? He needs to sit down somewhere. People are heated, and no matter how crazy the takes get or how loud the timeline screams, this whole thing's spinning into pure chaos. At this point, a lot of fans are starting to land on the same take. Shannon might have played himself. Maybe, yeah, someone behind the scenes pulled strings to kill that $100 million deal. Maybe that OnlyFans girl wasn't just some random. Maybe the whole thing was set up to explode right before he snatched the bag of a lifetime. But even if that's true, Shannon still walked straight into the flames, eyes wide open. Let's be real. Grown men make grown decisions. And while he was stacking media wins, he also chose to mess with someone unpredictable. That move, that's on him. Setup or no setup, she wouldn't have had a chance unless he gave her access. That's the part that's cutting fans deep right now. He didn't just fumble the bag, he gift-wrapped it and handed it off himself. And we can't act like Shannon's new to this. He's not some rookie just learning the ropes. He's been in the spotlight for decades. He's a grown man knocking on 60, and he knows exactly how this fame game flips. One wrong step, and it all crashes. So now the big question people are asking, how you screaming setup when you basically walked right into the trap like you built it yourself? And then there's that phone call, the one where Shannon allegedly said he was gonna choke the ish out of her. For a lot of people, that was it. That crossed the line. No coming back from that.
because no matter what she said or how wild the setup might have been, nobody made him say those words. That came from his mouth. And once that audio hit the internet, it was game over. The timeline went crazy. And those texts, the ones where Gabriella allegedly told him to put a big black baby in me? Yeah, people ain't buying the idea that she just made that up. That's way too specific to be pulled out of nowhere. It's giving real vibes, not random fantasy. Now folks all across the internet are dragging him, saying Shannon was way too deep in this mess. And honestly, a lot of people feel like he had no business even going there. So, it's no surprise. The sympathy is gone. Ain't nobody rushing to defend him this time around. Yeah, maybe there's some truth to the talk that powerful people didn't want Shannon touching that $100 million deal. Maybe some folks backstage got real nervous about how big he was about to blow up. But come on, Shannon didn't just leave the door cracked. He kicked it open and let the storm crash through. When you're operating at that level, when you're that close to changing your life forever, your image has to be locked up like Fort Knox. You can't be messing with risky drama and think it won't come back to torch everything. Deion Sanders might still be riding for him. A few loyal fans are holding on, hoping for a comeback. But the streets, they're not sugarcoating it. They're saying Shannon played himself. He had the spotlight, the momentum, and the bag in reach, and he fumbled it right when the lights were brightest. But now it's your turn. What do you think? Was this a cold-blooded setup from day one? You think Gabriella was dropped in his path to blow up that $100 million deal and tank his rise? Or did Shannon let the drama in and light the match himself? And here's the real kicker. Even if this was a setup, does it change how you see him? Or did he lose you the second he stepped into that mess? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear it all. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more unfiltered takes and celeb chaos. This story's not done yet, and you definitely don't want to miss what's coming next. Catch you in the next one.